Hey everybody, Michael Bull here. Today we're going to talk about interactive content delivery. Let's get going. Our featured tool is going to be Edpuzzle. Now, when we give content online or even in the classroom when we're face-to-face with students or virtual or whatever it's going to be, we want that to be more interactive rather than passive, because in today's world, kids get tons of passive activity on their screens and they kind of just will sit there like this, waiting to be interested or excited by the content. And if we make this content interactive, then they engage with it and are more likely to remember what they're learning. Now with Edpuzzle, what you can do is upload a video that you've created or content you find on the internet, and we'll talk more about that in a moment, and add different types of questions to it. So you could have a multiple choice question, an open-ended question, or a note where you say, hey, this is important, look at that, something like that. So here's some examples of how you could use it. So, for example, you could check for understanding while they watch a story you are reading. So if you're in the younger grades, you read a story, and then maybe every 30 seconds to a minute or whatever, you throw in a multiple choice or open-ended question for students to answer. You can also have them check for understanding on a set of video instructions you just gave. Or, probably the best example, is have students stop, work on a math problem you gave, and then continue. So imagine creating a screencast of a math problem. We tell them what to do, and then about a minute or minute and a half in, or however far it needs to be, you say stop, and you have them work on that problem and post the answer, all in Edpuzzle. Pretty cool. Also, one of the most popular things about it is that you can prevent skipping. So if you have a video that's longer than about 3 minutes, your students will most likely start skipping ahead. This prevents that from happening by checking that box. Tons of content out there for you to borrow. You can get it from Edpuzzle itself. There's a lot within the community. If you are using Edpuzzle at your school will have its own Edpuzzle content that you can borrow from. There's YouTube, Khan Academy, National Geographic, TED Talks, Numberphile, Crash Course, etc. Plenty of content out there to borrow from. You can see some of the content here that I have. I teach at a school in Thailand, so Thai content has come up. So it localizes to wherever you happen to be. You can assign the work using your learning management system or LMS. So for example, I use Google Classroom, and you can see here where the Google Classroom is involved there. In fact, I can post it onto my Google Classroom as an assignment with just the check of a button. So check out Edpuzzle. That's our featured tool today. Other alternatives that are somewhat similar, though not exactly, are Kahoot, which we talked about before, and Flipgrid. Enjoy.